So JBL has just launched their Live 780NC and it's left me wondering why? Because they've included so many premium features into this set of headphones. So it makes you really wonder, should I make sense? Does it make sense to go for the Tour One M3 or not? Because this is loaded so much so, if you can get your hands on the JBL Smart TX little gadget, the Live 80NC works with that, like it does with the Tour One M3. So what's really going on? So anyway, I'm going to break that down for you today. So if you do have the budget for one or the other, this video should help you understand this a bit better. Anyway, jumping straight into the build quality. In terms of the build quality, the 780NC really does make you wonder exactly how they've managed to pull this off at this price range. It's got terrific materials on it. It's got some metals. It's got some high quality plastics. It's got very soft, very comfortable headbands and ear pads. So it's quite comfortable to wear over prolonged periods of time. It really does sort of look very luxury oriented. And what I really like is that it also does come in a series of colors. It comes in a lot of very pretty looking colors, and in a world where we're living in a whole bunch of blacks, grays, whites, where everything's gotten so dull, it's lovely to see this sort of livery come back, and it's definitely a warm welcome from a lot of people. The Tour One M3 on the other hand does have kind of that old school look where it does want to be subtle, it wants to be sort of very well presented. It's definitely very well put together, and it does come with some very high quality parts. You can see even the little meshes that it has for the microphones in it. It's got a nice soft headband. The ear cushions are also terrifically comfortable. I'd say in comparison, if I had to choose between the two for comfort, I would lean towards the Tour One M3 for certain, because it does have a very soft feel on the head. There are times that I can forget that I'm even wearing the Tour One M3. The 780NC does feel pretty comfortable, but at times, I mean, you can tell that it is there compared to the Tour One M3. But in terms of its overall build quality, the M3 does seem to set itself apart. It certainly does look to be the more premium of the two. It definitely does even feel to be the more premium of the two when you handle it and just see how it's been constructed, the care and concern that's gone into everything. The buttons are more flush instead of sticking slightly out like it does on the 780NC. So this definitely is more executive looking. Feature-wise, these two are pretty similar. They do have active noise cancellation. They do have compatibility with the JBL Headphones app. They both have spatial audio. So this is where a lot of things are very similar. But when you start looking at the paperwork, you'll realize that there are some things that are different. Like the 780NC has 4 microphones, whereas the Tour One M3 has 10 microphones, and the difference between these is it's 4 mics against 10 with regards to active noise cancelling. It's 4 mics against 10 with regards to environmental noise cancelling. So I'm not going to show you the demo here, but I have very recently taken a demo where I've compared these two, in fact 4 of the JBL headphones. I will leave that link down in the description below. Check that out if you're concerned about environmental noise cancellation. If you do want to see how your voice would be carried over, check that link and you can come back here for the rest of the video. Now, these microphones are, well, considering one has more, one has less, they're still both very good performers. Active noise cancelling wise, I will say yes, both are very good, but I'd say they're a little bit different compared to one another. If I had to choose one or the other while traveling, I'd most likely go with the Tour One M3 for, cutting out plain engines. I'd go with the Tour One M3 for even if I'm going for a walk, because again, it is more premium for a reason. It's not just marked up. It is called their flagship product for a reason. So yeah, ANC wise, I'd still go with the Tour One M3 for certain. In terms of the overall usability of the app, they're quite cool. If you do want to see the in-depth reviews, I will leave them down below. I really break down what the app is all about in my in-depth reviews. And the main thing I think that's really cool about what JBL is doing is their spatial audio, and I think they've done a really good job with it. It's not tuned to be gimmicky. It's tuned to actually give you a sense of good spatial awareness. As good as the 780NC is, I would still say that the Tour One M3 is certainly a slight level up over that. It's not a matter of diminishing returns, and I'll get into that because of the sound, but spatial audio wise, I would still lean towards the Tour One M3, especially if that's in your budget, that's the one to go for various reasons. And one of the cooler things about the Smart TX controller, this little gadget, I think JBL might be thinking about making this available to buy separately. Before, I think it was just included if you bought the set for the Tour One M3, this little gadget is quite amazing because you can plug it into your TV, you can plug it into your computer, and it can work as an Auracast transmitter. So Auracast, if you've never used it before, it's definitely something that's benefited me. My example is whenever my daughter goes to sleep and my wife and I want to watch a movie, we don't want to wake her up because action scenes and all that sort of stuff, the sound system, the surround system is going to wake her up with the bass and everything. So I plug in the Auracast transmitter, the Smart TX, to the TV. It transmits out of that to whatever JBL products I have. So in fact, even the TuneBeam 2 has recently received Auracast support. So once you do that, you can transmit to these devices and you can have your headphones on or earphones on and consume the television. My one concern was, hey, you know, what if my daughter wakes up? How will I hear her? You put the devices onto the ambient aware mode, because when that happens, you're feeding in the environment around you, but you are listening to your media. So if she does wake up and cry, the microphone picks it up and we are fully aware. So it's beautifully been thought of. So I'd say this works out very well, especially if you are in a similar situation. Now, moving on to what's important, the sound. One thing I do want to say is I do enjoy both of these headphones individually. They are terrific sounding headphones for what they are in their price ranges. But I will say that a comparison is the thief of joy, because I have spent a lot of time with the live 780NC over the last weeks. And I will say that after spending time or doing A/B testing with the Tour One M3 and the 780NC, that the 780NC is good, but it's not quite there. And this is where I think the main differences in the price make a big difference. Quite simply put, I have been throwing a whole bunch of music at both of these headphones while doing A/B testing, but what I have spent time with is Project Hail Mary's original soundtrack. If you've not seen that movie, you simply must. It's a fantastic movie and with a terrific score behind it. So I've been listening to a few tracks from that movie specifically, and it's amazing how different these two headphones are in terms of handling all that music. So in terms of realism, I'd say the Tour One M3 just takes the cake. There's just no way that the 780 gets even close to it. In terms of detail recovery, overall texture, be it with certain instruments, be it string instruments or brass, reeded instruments, you name it, orchestral wise, the layering you can achieve with the Tour One M3 is significantly more resolute than that of the 780. The high frequencies both do handle in a similar way, where JBL's got a way of, you know, wanting to give you the energy in the high frequencies without being fatiguing, and they've nailed it with both of these headphones. But where the main differences are is, I think, in the mid and lower frequencies, because the mid-range does appear to be recessed significantly with the 780NC, but there is a little more life in it. There is a bit of a boost, I'd say, with the Tour One M3, because a lot of instrumentation, a lot of vocalization is very distinct over here. And how? Because when I go from the Tour One M3 to the 780NC, it's almost like the 780 is muted in the mid-range. There's a part in this track called Let's Go Fishing from the same OST, where there's a drop off in the voice, where the choir comes in very aggressively, and then the notage and the volume of their voices suddenly drop. The way the Tour One M3 is able to give you that resolution, clarity and energy in that specific range is almost like you are being pulled into the movie. Like if I close my eyes, I know exactly what scene is being played. And then when I put on the 780NC, it's kind of muffled. It doesn't really want to pull you in as much as the Tour One M3. Again, comparison is the thief of joy. But when I did listen to the 780 compared to the 770, the live series, I did find myself liking the 780 because it did seem much more rounded in the mid frequencies. But when you pit these two against each other, it's very clear why the Tour One M3 is the flagship product. And then the lower frequencies, moving on to the lows, the 780 is definitely the slightly more forward sounding or slightly larger sounding set of headphones in terms of lower frequencies. It does want to sort of envelop you more so with low frequencies than the Tour One M3. The Tour One M3 is much tighter and is significantly more tighter in the bass. It's definitely got a very good attack in the low frequencies, yes, but it's not as in your face about low frequencies like that of the 780. To me, it's a significant evolution between the 780 and the Tour One M3. For that matter, the 770NC, the live, and the 780, it's like you can understand that transition between the two, the way the 770 is even more sort of in your face with the low frequencies, and the 780 is a little more sort of it's a little better, it's better mannered than the 770. So that similar thing has happened here, but the Tour One M3 is that, you know, well grown up, experienced, mature sort of individual walk into a room with three-piece suit on, knowing full well that, you know, you don't go all out with low frequencies if you want to maintain a lot of the clarity and detail across the board. So that's exactly what it's doing. And if I had to choose between the two in terms of sound, it's not even a matter of diminishing returns, honestly. I know the prices, I will tell you the prices at the end of the video, but in terms of the price compared to the two compared to each other, I'm not going to say, oh, diminishing returns. No. If you have the money for the Tour One M3, you go for the Tour One M3. It is that much nicer, it is that much better detailed, it is that much more resolute, it is more natural sounding. It is the flagship very clearly when you switch between the two. I think even if I were to do a blind test, I'd be able to tell you the difference between the two. So if you do want to buy these, moving on to the price, well, the newly launched JBL Live 780NC does have an MRP of about 18,999, but it is going for about 15,999. I'm not too sure if it will go up from here because I am recording this video during one of Amazon's last day of their sales. But then when you move on to the JBL Tour One M3, this does have an MRP of 34,999, but today it is going for about 24,999. So I'm not sure again if that will go up or down, but it should be around about in that area. In terms of value for money, honestly, yeah, obviously the Live 780NC is more value for money. Yes, it does have a lot of premium features and so on. If you're somebody who's looking for features, if you want that sunroof on the car and ORVM, foldable mirrors and all that sort of stuff, yeah, the 780 makes a lot of sense, no doubt. But if you are that individual who wants everything that you will use and benefit from, whether it's ANC, whether it's spatial audio, whether it's sound, I think sound is the most important thing with any set of headphones, earphones or speakers. That's the part of the headphones, earphones or speakers that you are consuming the most, not the build quality or not the features. The Tour One M3, if you have the budget, just go for it. If these two are your options, the Tour One M3 is the one to go for. So yeah, I won't say that the 780 is going to eat into the Tour One M3. I did think that in the start. In fact, it didn't make sense to me that they were, adding all these flagship features to the 780NC, but it's very evident that the Tour One M3 is purely flagship. So anyway, I do hope that this review has given you a better understanding for these headphones, and I do hope that it will help you make some sort of purchase decision. If you would like to help support the channel, I'm sure you know exactly how to. But of course, thank you for tuning in for some sound advice.